Good morning. If my voice sounds different, it's because it's a new setup. The PC I normally use has a GPU crash, so it's out of order for the time being. We got a new GPU for it, but we're waiting for someone more competent than us to get back. So for now, until we get that fixed, we're stuck with this. With that cleared up, let's get into it. During Season of the Hunt, Bungie accidentally leaked the next Darkness subclass. For the first quarter of a finisher demo, of all things, you could see that the Warlock in the video had green abilities. This had the Destiny community excited because we believed that Lightfall would bring us the Poison subclass we've always wanted. Jump forward to the Lightfall Vidoc, and not only did they confirm that the next subclass would be Strand, but also outright confirmed that we're never getting a Poison subclass. I was thinking of the story one day, and somewhere along the line, I had an idea. Since abilities are so potent in the current sandbox, now would be a great time for a weapon focus change. So I propose a question. Do weapons need to share an element with a subclass? Or can they have a damage type for themselves? The latter point, in conjunction with the story from earlier, brings an idea to my head. This is the Toxic damage type. Toxic is a weaker damage type with no subclass energy, so to counter this weakness, you can hover over the weapon on the inventory screen and hold Control to swap them between the kinetic and energy slot. You cannot change the slot it's in if the opposing slot is already full, if you currently have it equipped, or if it's an exotic weapon. First, let's talk about which weapons will gain this new Toxic damage type. Going over the exotic weapons first, we have Thorn, Osteostriga, Witherhoard, Necrochasm, Laminarch, and the Colony. I know people don't like the idea of Laminarch being a change to a poison weapon, but its exotic perks specifically point out poison arrows and spreading poison, so I'm going to count it. As for legendary weapons, Toxic will be associated with, but not exclusive to, weapons from the Vice Foundry, given their inspiration. Let's say for the sake of simplicity that this new Toxic damage type is introduced in a new season, or book in this case, so this new season/book will have 6 new Vice weapons, with each weapon being focusable/craftable. Of course, with a new damage type, these weapons need damage type specific perks. For instance, starting off, we have Toxic rounds, which simply states that rounds from this weapon deal damage over time. This perk will be on every Toxic weapon in the left column underneath the random perks. I didn't know if I wanted this to be a perk or if I wanted this to be intrinsic to all Toxic weapons, so I broke even and did both. Next up is It Spreads. Kills with this weapon triggers a burst that poisons nearby enemies. This perk will synergize with the Necrotic Grips exotic gauntlets and 2 other exotic armor pieces that will be shown off later in the video. Finally, at least for now, we have Toxic Transference. Enemies taking poison damage generates energy to your least charge ability. This perk grants 5% energy every damage tick, which doesn't sound like much, but if an enemy takes 10 ticks of poison damage, that's a 50% energy return. I know I can't say, I can't play test these changes, but since this is basic math, I think I feel confident in these numbers. Finally, we have the exotic armor that will come in this hypothetical season/book. Here we only have 2 exotic armor pieces, since Warlocks already have Necrotic Grips, so they can get a Stasis or Void exotic armor piece or something. Starting off with the Titan, we have the Toxic Launch exotic gauntlets with the perk Puffing Grenades. Tagging an enemy with your grenade ability poisons the target. Enemies killed by the grenade's detonation or toxic damage spread poison to enemies around them. Right off the bat, you'll notice that this is just the Necrotic Grips but for your grenade ability. This is true, and I will be doing the same for Hunter. Speaking of which, The hunter gets a new pair of exotic boots called Aquatic Venom with the perk Ink Spray, stating that dodging poisons nearby enemies. Enemies killed by the poison damage spread poison to enemies around them. Alright, since this video is criminally short, I'd like to go over the names of the weapons you get with this hypothetical season/book. First is the Blue Ring prototype, Legendary Lightweight Frame SMG. Next up is the Deathstalker prototype, Legendary Viced Rapid Fire Frame Scout Rifle. Next up is the Inland prototype, Legendary Rapid Fire Frame Auto Rifle. Next is the Spitting prototype, Legendary Lightweight Frame Bow. Next is the Poison Dart prototype, Legendary Rapid Fire Frame Sniper Rifle. And finally is the Platypus prototype, Legendary Lightweight Frame Sword. Since the Warlock's exclusive swords, the Eternity's Edge and the Death's Razor, share frames that are shared by other swords that everyone can use, I want the same to be done with the Hunter and Titan exclusive sword archetypes. As I stated at the start, now is a very good time to add damage types that only weapons can obtain, given how powerful abilities are. Hello, dog. But from here, all I can do is get my ideas out there and encourage people to do the same, so let me know your thoughts and ideas down below. For now, however, that's where I'm going to end things. Come check me out on Twitch when I'm streaming, and yes, I plan on doing more of that, since I'm very close to reaching affiliate. I'll leave my link tree in the description, so you can check me out there, but I'm not going to hold you any longer. Have a good day/night wherever you are, and be safe.